This video will focus on scorecard additions. At this point, your existing surface analysis for stormwater should be done, and you should also have all of your BMPs on your surface. You will likely have more than just a detention pond and a wet swale. So I would make sure you include at least 2 or 3, think about what you need. Again, you don't need to be super analytically rigorous with it, but you should be able to justify why you put them where you did and which ones you picked. This video will focus on the scorecard additions. The scorecard is available in Canvas and also linked under this assignment page, so be sure to look at that. The scorecard is essentially our version of the lead scorecard, but specifically made for this class and project. You can see that there are 4 different categories of rating you can achieve. Certified is required. That means you need to get at least 15 points of the available. I think that there's over 40 points available. Then you can see there are additional ratings, silver, gold, and platinum. These are for extra credit. So these will give you a higher grade, bonus of 2, 4, or 6% on your final project submission. So keep that in mind. For this deliverable, you need to do all of the plan views or the plan representations of these points. So, for example, this one is called bicycle facilities. To promote bicycling and transportation efficiency and reduce vehicle distance traveled, provide a secured and covered bicycle parking area with 8 bike racks, with each rack occupying 2 feet by 6 feet. So what this might look like is going into Civil 3D and making rectangles with a specific hatching pattern and an annotation wherever I think there should be bicycle racks. So I might put them right by the concrete pad, for example. They need to be 2 feet by 6 feet, I believe. 2 feet by 6 feet, and I could have up to 4. I can have up to 8 bike racks. So I could do 16 by 6 feet, for example. I could do this 6 and 16, and I could say 8 bike racks fit right there. And then I would give it a hatching pattern and put an annotation to it. I could use a different color for it. You just need to be able to convey this information in your plan view. And then when I come over here, I would give myself the amount of points I earned. So if I only had 4, I would give myself 0.5. If I had all 8, then I can give myself 1. If I didn't get this point, then I can give myself 0 here and 1 in yes, right? So you can see kind of how this works. And you'll get a sum at the top of each table and a sum overall that you're looking at. And so for that overall sum, you need to be at least 15. Now, some of these you can do inside of Civil 3D. For example, light pollution reduction, you need LED lighting. So I would need to go to my Civil 3D and add light poles. So I would probably do this by adding a point on my surface and then using it under the light style that I already have, or utility pole style that I already have. There is a second step to doing these though. How do we know that the light pole you designed is intended to be an LED light and uses warm colored lighting? We wouldn't know that unless you write it. So for every point that's on here, for every category or requirement that's on here, these are called credits. For every credit, you will need to write a justification for why you got the credit. This should not be long at all. We're talking 1 to 3 sentences max. But that is something that you need to do. Now, hopefully I'm going to be very clear with this. All of the justification and this actual scorecard is not due until deliverable 8, which is your final project submission at the end of the semester. That being said, you do need to submit a plan view of your scorecard additions for deliverable 6. So you need to have the space already planned out for all of your scorecard additions, rain gardens, rainwater harvesting, bike racks, LED lighting, park benches, art installations, all of that stuff needs to be in the plan view, whatever needs to be there. Some of it doesn't need to be there, right? For example, local sourcing of raw materials. To encourage the use of products and materials that possess environmentally, economically, and socially preferable life cycle impacts, use at least 2 products that are sourced within 200 miles of the site. There is no plan, view, or drawing that you need to do for this. You just need to do the justification for it. So anything that you think you want to point for that you need to put on your drawing needs to be done in deliverable 6. Now you can always go back and add things before you turn it in for deliverable 8, but this is stuff that you need to be adding and including now. If we look at your site and we don't see any of these whatsoever, you will probably get a couple of points off on your deliverable 6. That doesn't mean you need to add all 30 of these right now or have them all anyways, but there should be a couple in there. So do those in plan view. You are more than welcome to fill out the Excel sheet and even write your 1 to 3 sentence justifications in like a Word document or Google document as you go. If you would like to do that later, you can. Just keep in mind time management. 1 to 3 sentences isn't a lot, but there's also over 40 credits available, 40 points available. So that can add up quickly. So I wouldn't wait that long. But anyways, that's all you need to do for the Scorecard Additions. You do not need to do any, sorry that I keep going to my Explorer. You do not need to do any cross sections or any section views or profiles or anything of that sort. Just the 2D representation of these works great. If you have a specific product in mind that you can use, for example, you're adding, those tables we have on eWay that have solar panels and chargers on them. One thing you might do for the justification is add a link to that product in the justification. But on the design side here, you just need to put the 2D space footprint for it. So hopefully that makes sense. Please read the assignment document and go on Piazza or come to office hours if you have any questions. And the last part of this set of deliverable 6 videos will be doing our stormwater analysis for a second time.